Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. Welcome to Boss Radio Live, where he is the boss of me. This is your host, NJ. And I know we have missed a couple of episodes, so glad to be back before you guys. I have an amazing guest with me today. Her name is Melanie Yates, and we will find out a little bit more about her in a moment. You guys, make sure you share the episode, share the show. It's going to be a really, really great one.
It's Boss Radio Live with NJ, your three-dimensional podcast. Baltimore, Maryland. I love my city.
Wow.
You have to have balance.
Mother's Day extravaganza event being held. I LUC Lois Button Culver.
Come meet me today at the Spirit Fest. I want to hear what you have to say.
Again, welcome to Boss Radio Live. My guest today is Melanie Yates. She is a coach, an author, and a speaker. And just in case you guys have not heard of Melanie, here's a little bit about her.
Award-winning coach, author, and speaker, Melanie Yates has mastered how to get unstuck and move forward into change. For over a decade, she has coached hundreds of people, helping them turn their lives from misery to happiness through one-on-one coaching, seminars, and videos. After decades of self-defeating behavior, Melanie found her power within through spiritual truths, leading her to a more powerful life. Melanie doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk. Through her struggles, she learned tools and tips to manage her emotions and create a joyful life. She now shares these truths with others so that they can win the war within and manifest greater love and happiness. Today, Melanie talks about how to rewire your brain and create a more fulfilled life.
Hi, everybody. Let's welcome Melanie Yates. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, NJ. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to be here today. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm glad to have you on because I need to let you talk to the people and help us rewire. I said, I love this. We rewire my brain. This sounds good to me.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a daily, I'm telling you, it is daily. It is something you have to repeat. There's this new word out there. It's called neuroplasticity. It's getting a lot more, people are using it a lot more these days. Way back when, which wasn't that long ago, we're talking a short 4 decades ago, they literally believed you cannot change the brain. Like you can't get smarter, you can't change things. When you have an aneurysm and there's part of your brain that's actually dead, there's nothing you can do about it. people would have these brain injuries and they would say, well, that part of the brain that moves your right arm doesn't work anymore. The brain is dead in that area that moves your hand. And then these miracles were happening, and we know who to give the credit to. And science also started seeing how, even though it doesn't make logical sense that that part of the brain is dead, they were able to move their arm again. And it didn't just happen once or twice. There was many people that through repetition could move their arm. So think what we could do without an aneurysm, without brain damage, right? So that's the exciting part. And I get so excited about this, because if you're struggling with depression, with anxiety, with social situations, with relationships, with physical health, even, when I think of, sometimes we're even attacked spiritually. Like, there's so many things that are going on today that cause us, to feel uncomfortable. That's the way I like to describe it for myself these days. And my mentors, they help me use different words, because our words are so important. And I want to just say, the very first thing when we're talking about rewiring our brain is to be aware about what needs to be rewired. And it's this negative self-talk that you got to realize your brain is lying to you, and you don't have to believe everything your brain tells you. You just don't. And if that's the first time you're hearing that, let me just say it again. Your brain lies to you. You don't have to believe everything it says. And the beautiful thing about rewiring is that you can actually change the way you feel and behave, because you do have control over your thoughts. It's just, most of us are so busy in life. I mean, we got stuff coming at us, all the time. It is, we have distractions, we have excuses, we have jobs, we have families.
Everything.
There are things that are working against us, right? Are you feeling me? Are you hearing me here?
Look, I was about to be like, we can take a sip. We can stop and take a sip on your brain is lying to you. I was stuck there. I was stuck there, because we need to understand. I think if that is the first thing that we can get through our heads, is that voice sometimes that we hear, especially when it's negative, that it is lying to us, when it's telling us what, like, we can't do, what all the negative talk, all the negative self-talk, all of that is a lie. So
and the thing is, people aren't perfect, right? Like, our caregivers aren't perfect, our teachers weren't perfect. There's things that have been said to us that what I've come to believe, fancied or real, meaning it could be made up. It could be a straight up lie that either I came up with in my head, or I was programmed in some way with my childhood upbringing, or dare I say the word trauma or PTSD. If you've had some kind of event that has made you look at life through a different pair of lens, that is a distortion, is a delusion. It's so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if it's fancied or real. You have power to change the way you perceive and look at things. And so the first thing is just being aware of, there's something up there that's not right, that it's not okay. There's something up there that is not okay, and it is negative. Yes. And as soon as we can recognize that I'm hearing a voice, I mean, it happens. I mean, just for instance, I'm going to India next week. I've never been to India. I have been out of the country, and there is some thoughts up here that are telling me I don't deserve this great trip with my husband. I'm a mother and we're leaving our teenager home, and he said he didn't want to go. We did invite him, but this negative voice tells me, you know, you're not being a good mom because you're leaving your kid,
Right.
and you don't deserve to have a wonderful time by your husband. You should wait until he's gone to college or something. You know, I don't deserve it. There's negative things going on in there. And so the first thing I have to recognize, and I don't usually recognize the thought until I have the feeling, right? I start feeling like nervous, or I feel anxious. I'm crying for no reason, you know, and I'm thinking, what is the matter with me? And then I recognize, then the awareness, it comes, it's like, this is this little pattern that I do with myself. And this is why I love teaching other people, because you have to notice where it comes for you. It might come in a form of, you know, depression, like you don't want to get out of bed, or you're crying, or you have a stomach ache, or you have a headache, or, you know, it's funny how emotional problems show up in physical symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've ever felt that anxiety feeling? Like it's like I feel sick to my stomach, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when I feel really bad about myself, I feel like crying. I have this like self-pity party thing. And it's like, I might not even know why I'm crying, but I'm on to my brain. I am on to it. And I want to share a secret with you guys so you can be on to it too. If you're having these icky feelings are signals. It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to tell you there is something up. It's giving you information. So when I get that feeling, I know there's a thought behind it that is messing with me. And so that's the awareness I'm talking about. I don't know how it's going to be for you. It could be a behavior. So my behaviors and my feelings are the signal I'm having a thought, especially if those feelings and behaviors are things I don't like to feel, or it's negative, or the behaviors don't serve me. Like, I don't know, eating 6 cookies or a whole box of Girl Scout cookies, stuff like that. I don't know if you guys do that, or spending money you don't have, or, you know, going shopping and getting more than one of something, and then realizing when you get home, you have like too many of that one thing that you just bought 2 of, stuff like that. Like behaviors, there's something, when we have a behavior that doesn't serve us, there's something underneath that. The thought, the way I'm wired in my brain to make a choice. So as soon as I can become aware of, oh, I'm doing it again, or this behavior, didn't I say I wasn't going to do this anymore? And then I keep doing it. And I'm like, why? The first step is the awareness. So those are the signals. Behavior and feelings are giving you a signal that there's something underneath the thought, the way my brain works. There's something going on underneath that, and it's giving me information. And so most of us don't recognize that there could be a lie underneath that. And that is actually the thing that's causing the feeling and the behavior. So imagine that I have a thought that, this is just coming to my mind, so I'm just going to say it. I'm fat and ugly, right? So I have this thought, I'm fat and ugly. And then I have this feeling when I have that thought that I'm no good. No one likes me. People judge me. And, my husband's going to leave me. Right. And so what happens is I have this behavior because it's so painful to feel unlovable that I will go use something to make me feel better, like food, shopping. There's something going on there. And I don't even recognize that the thought is what's causing this behavior. And it becomes this cycle. And so first is awareness, and then we need to challenge what is causing me to do this? What is causing me to abuse alcohol or food or watch TV for 8 hours straight or not get out of bed? What am I afraid of? What is the thought underneath that? And so the next step is to challenge and replace. So it's like, okay, well, how do you do that? So I know people, the quickest thing that I can have you try is body language. So people for years have been talking about positive affirmations. And it's not that positive affirmations don't work. It's just that if your brain has a program that says you're fat and ugly, me looking in the mirror and saying, I love you, you're so beautiful and skinny, it doesn't mean much. I can sit there and look at myself over and over and over and say, you're beautiful and skinny. And my mind is saying something else. It's just like saying, oh, when we talk about manifesting, oh, I want to be rich. And then your brain is like, I just looked in your bank account. You ain't rich. So what I'm trying to say is positive affirmation. It is good. We do want to affirm ourselves. And my granny taught me that you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I love you and I am a queen and you're beautiful. I mean, my grandma loved that. But what she didn't always articulate is, how she looked in the mirror? She was like, I'm a queen. I mean, my grandma, she was so sassy. She had her hands on her hip and she had the body language that matched. And there is so much body language research and case studies that it's the body language that our brain actually pays more attention to. Just for example, just smiling releases different chemicals and hormones in our brain. So when we use our physical body with the affirmation, it helps our brain get to the place we want to get to faster.
Okay, wait, Valentine. I want to make sure that people have this because you're right. We've always heard this about the positive affirmations, right? How the positive self-talk to combat the negative self-talk, right? So that's what we've all heard. So you're saying combine that with physical action.
Yeah, I mean, so
okay.
A power pose or a happy pose or a gratitude pose. So my all-time favorite one is just Wonder Woman pose. Put your hands on your hips. Like you mean it, like you got it, and putting your hands up high. What do people do when they finish the race. When you win something, your body language is like, yes, 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 yes. So your brain knows that it's a celebration to put your hands up. You don't even have to have anything to celebrate to put your hands up. And your mind's like, oh, wait, she's putting her hands up. Something exciting's happening. Something good's happening. It's your brain. The neurons in your brain are engaged. They're engaged. And so it's like, if you feel sad, make yourself smile. And I'm not saying, I want you to feel your feelings. I think feelings I'm not talking about suppressing. I'm just saying that, sometimes it's hard to get out of bed because you don't think there's anything to get out of bed for, right? There is a program, there is a thought, there is negative self-talk going on that is telling you there's nothing to get out of bed for. And so sometimes we have to act our way into feeling better. Body language, even if you don't feel like it, can do that. This gal, Mel Robbins, love her. She uses body language. She talks about a high five. Everybody knows what high five is. High five is like, yeah, like it's happy, right? So she had like the high five challenge, and she actually wrote a book about it. And I love her because she uses science and research and case studies, and it proves what I'm saying. There's proof. There is scientific proof. This is not woo-woo stuff. This is scientific proof, that your body language actually changes the chemicals in your brain. Now, staying in bed and feeling sorry for ourselves also changes the chemicals in our brain. So the high five challenge is when you get up in the morning, you go to the mirror and you give your own self a high five in the mirror. And then if you add some affirmations to, like, for a while, I would just be like, high five, girl, you got up. Like, high five, like you did it. You got out of bed with the alarm, I didn't press snooze, and I would just keep putting high five. I would just try to think of something small. I opened my eyes, high five,
I love that because that's real. That's real because you're not, like you were saying, feel the feelings, they're real. And you were really giving yourself praise for what you really did. Like, you really did pull yourself out of bed. You high-fived yourself for that. So I think, if we can think about it that way, that's amazing, because go ahead and give yourself the accolades for every little thing every push you make, because it's hard.
What do we mostly do? We look in the mirror and we start nitpicking at, oh, I see a wrinkle, and oh, my teeth aren't white, and we nitpick ourselves. If you don't think you negative self-talk, you better Facebook me privately, because I know that we do. It's the human nature. The default is negative self-talk. And the reason why was because as cavemen and women, that's how we stayed alive, is to be negative, is to be afraid. That's how we stayed alive. So we were made that way. There's nothing wrong with it. We needed it to survive. Survival of the fittest. Okay. So now what are we going to do? You know what? The funny thing is that's causing people to commit suicide. That's causing people to check out. That's causing people to, run away from their families and the people that they really do care about, because we don't know how to handle what's going on up here. It's supposed to be good up here. So I keep saying the first thing, but really these are just like different steps that you can just grab one of them and just try one on. I think it's hard for us to ask for help. It's hard for us to be honest about what's going on up here. Because it's like, you don't want anyone to know. I don't want anyone to know that my brain says you're fat and ugly. I don't want anyone to know that, I don't want people to know. I mean, this is what I do for a living. I don't want people to know that I'm not perfect, that I still struggle, that I'm afraid to go on my vacation. I don't want to say that out loud. But what I've found is that, I mean, NJ, what do you think about me going to India? I mean, do you think it's true or right about what my head's telling me about going to India?
Absolutely not. It's a bunch of lies.
So sometimes just asking somebody, I mean, NJ doesn't even know me that well, but she's like, yeah, that's a bunch of lies. If you can have the balls to tell somebody what's going on up here, people are going to be able to tell you what the truth is, and that's what we need in life. We need people that we can feel safe. And if they don't tell you what the truth is, I mean, some people aren't safe to talk to, and that's important to know too. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, when you find people you can bounce ideas off of, I call it a life of consultation, because I can't trust what's going on up here. I can't trust that. It's like we've been brainwashed to think a certain way, to act a certain way. And we don't need to look for somebody to blame. It's like, I have to start taking responsibility for what's going on up here. So just being able to tell somebody else what's going on up there, you're going to be in a whole new realm of freedom from the lies. Because just knowing what you're up against, you are up against a negative self-talking mind. It is not going anywhere. It doesn't matter how much self-esteem you think you have or how much self-esteem you've built up from doing esteemable acts. It will always be there. People call it different things. People can call it the ego. People might call it Satan. There's all kinds of different ways of talking about it. You just need to know that you're up against a default and there is another way to live in acceptance with what's going on. And there's a way to be happier. There really is. There's a way to program your brain and decide that you're not going to let that negative self-talking mind hurt you anymore.
I think it's something to be said about just living in which is kind of what you were saying, in transparency. It really is. It's like, things seem to fester and get worse in the dark. So when you just shed light on, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, I know this is not the truth, so I'm dealing with it, help me, whatever. You might have to ask for help. You may have to just, let people know so they at least know what's going on with you. Just so that you're not like going through things alone, like you're not in it alone. And so I think even that, just not being transparent and not going through it alone is so helpful, so very helpful. So I love these tips and tricks, and it wasn't, anything difficult. It was nothing difficult. We're just talking about, hey, be transparent. Hey, use your body. Get it. I love it. To get into, use your body with your words. And it doesn't have to be inauthentic. Just, be positive about what you are able to do. Move forward. Oh, I love it. I love all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to just mention that even if there's anybody out there that prays, you can talk to the God of your understanding in a way. If you have a loving God and you tell your God, hey, this is what my brain is telling me, what do you think? Man, every time I ask the God that I know adores me and adores you, if I should feel bad about going on a vacation, or if I should feel bad and unworthy of myself, every single time he's like, no way, kid, have fun. And sometimes just even playing that little role play, I don't even have to go to somebody else, but that's kind of an advanced level. You need to have a relationship with God that you feel like you're getting that kind of connection. But relationships, a life of consultation and relationships are what has saved me. And then to believe in a higher power and believe that God loves me, it shuts this down real quick. It shuts it down really quick.
Yeah. I'm a proponent. I believe in it, the I ams. I don't know if you believe in that, but I speak those I ams to myself. So now I'm gonna start doing the action too. So so I thank you for that. So you wrote this book, uh, the Happy, Joyous, and Free. Happy, Joyous, and Free book. I love all of those. I love to be happy, joyous, and free. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's really about loving your life no matter what. No matter what, meaning when life gets you down, when life shows up and you don't like it. And on any given day, if I don't get my way, I can be upset about it. If something surprises me and I don't like that, my mind starts to lie and make up stories, and I tell myself I'm not happy. And so I wanted to give tools, easy, simple tools. And my son is 17. And so when I wrote this, he was a little bit younger, and I wanted it to be a book that could work for teenagers. And I won my awards and became a #1 best-selling in teen literature because it's easy to read. And I wanted it to be something simple and tangible and easy and duplicatable so that I could just share little tidbits with even little kids. Like it's, that book about we learned everything we needed to know in kindergarten. Like it really is that simple. We just forget. We forget as adults. We get distracted and we get worn down by the things that we wish were different. And so I'm wanting to spread these tools out so that people know that when death hits you, when you lose a job, when you get sick, when someone leaves you, divorce, financial difficulty, you can still be happy, joyous, and free because it is an awareness. It's the way our brain and perceptive, that's the way we perceive things that makes us unhappy or unsatisfied. And so even another tool is just engaging in activities you enjoy. I'm a type A person. I like to work, and people start seeing bags under my eyes and they're like, are you okay? Or I won't even know. Like my husband will be like, are you okay? I'm like, why? I'm fine. I don't even realize that I'm too serious. I take life too serious. I'm too serious about stuff. It's like, I need to loosen up a little. It's like, does anyone have any tight necks? You guys have any tight necks out there? It's like, do you get tension headaches? You know? When's the last time you put music on and danced and grooved? And when's the last time you went to the playground and like got on the swing? You know, those swings can hold adult weight and it's fun. It's actually fun. Like, I dare you to go to a playground and get on the swing and not smile. I dare you. It's fun. We got to find things. We got to, you know, when we're young, we want to grow up. You know, when I grow up, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. But when we grow up, we need to find more ways to play where we take ourselves way too seriously. We take others way too seriously. We take it personally. Have you ever taken somebody personal? Like what they said was personally against me. And I make up this whole scenario and story. And I'm the one suffering. I'm the one that's uptight. I'm the one that isn't feeling good.
Wow. I tell you. And yes, I take myself too seriously too. I do it too. So I certainly understand that. And I love you saying find ways to have fun, because I think we all take ourselves a little too I think we all take ourselves a little too seriously, and we need to do that more. You know, be a little goofy sometimes. Just
be goofy. Yeah. I don't want anyone to think I look stupid, so I'm not going to be goofy. I'm not, you know. And it's like, oh my gosh, take the stick out of your butt. Like, be goofy. My husband's goofy. He's happier than I am. You know, he's goofy. He makes up. He goes around singing, and I'm thinking, why is he doing that? It's like, he's happy. Like, he's happy. He's singing because he's happy, you know? And I think of, coloring. They have adult coloring books now. It's because if you go color, like, that's relaxing. That's fun. But do you think I have time to color? Oh, no. I'm way too serious and important to color because I'm 48 years old. No. We all need to color. We all need to swing. We all need to make faces, you know? It's like, we don't do that.
I love it.
We don't do that. We're so worried about what other people think still.
Mm-hmm.
It's silly. But if we can start laughing at ourselves, we don't have to take ourselves so serious. And there's freedom in that. And so that's what the book's about. It's about finding that happy joy and freedom no matter what is going on, because life is going to show up. None of us get out of here alive.
Well, so we better enjoy it while we're here, right?
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you. It went by so fast, but this has been really good.
Thank you, NJ. Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. And you dropped a whole bunch of nuggets for people, especially that, honestly, and I know you're probably like, oh, you know, no big deal, but just that piece about the get past just the positive affirmations, because I think that is what most people do. And that piece about the putting your body into the whole thing, that's like revolutionary. I don't know. I don't know. That just, even when you were saying it, I was like, okay, I can, feel how that would work. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. You guys, wasn't she great?
It was wonderful to be here. Thank you so much, NJ. Appreciate it.
Yes, definitely. So I know you guys enjoyed that whole conversation. So I know you got some nuggets out of there. So I want to thank my guest once more, Miss Melanie Yates, for joining us today. So you guys, another great episode. this has been really great. So I hope you guys picked up all of those great nuggets she left, dropped right on the ground for you guys. I hope you got them. Check out her website. I'm going to put that right up here. Make sure you guys check out her website. Happy, joyous, and free, just like her book. Go there, check it out, get her book, and learn how to, as she said so eloquently, remove stick, have fun. No. Sorry, guys. She said it. But yes, thank you for joining me. And you guys know we'll be here every second and fourth Friday. It's been a great show, you guys. And again, check that website out, share the show, share the episode. And until next time, you guys, we'll see you then. Have a great one. Stay boss. Thank you.